Well, what's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Gorilla, and welcome everyone to another preview. This time it pertains to, obviously, for the same promotion of National Wrestling Alliance. This will be a preview for NWA 73. Now, originally, I wasn't going to do one. I was planning on doing one until I watched NWA Empower 2021 because what pertains to the Battle Royal or the Gauntlet match, I should say, for the women's, which was a 10 women's Gauntlet match, invitational, where it pertains to winning the cup, but also pertains to winning something that I was talking about before. Now I don't know if this was advertised beforehand, but um pertains to whoever wins the battle, the Gauntlet match, I should say, will receive an NWA Women's World Championship title match on NWA 73. And I thought that was great. Obviously, if you see my review of it, the show, no, just agreeing on that match. And, rightfully so. She's a very deserving of that. And actually, that she's actually doing something in pro wrestling, unlike how WWE has been using her on NXT and pertains to her on the main roster. Now, pertains to her being injured, that's a different story. But when she was not injured, they barely did anything with her. So at least with NWA, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, just agreeing on finally on get to do what she wants to do in pro wrestling. The world is her oyster, and they are capitalizing on it, and she's capitalizing on every opportunity she's getting because she's always ready. Just say. But anyways, not just that, pertains to that main event, but also what pertains to happening on Empower as well, pertains to the whole thing with Nick Aldis and Trevor Murdoch. Happened, basically after the match between Camille versus Hirsch, um, and which probably it was a great match. And so yeah, this whole thing with Nick Aldis for the NWA World Championship title against the challenger, Trevor Murdoch, where his career is gonna be on the line, which I'll get more in depth on that too as well. But yeah, they were had a little program, a little words exchange of one another. Also you have Tom Latimer and Chris Adamas, the former Chris Masters, and yeah, so Nick Aldis and Trevor Murdoch was having words of one another, from the opposite side, obviously, and that's basically a program to build up for, basically a final build up, I should say, building up, a final build up, to say the least, for their, for this anniversary show of, of NWA 30, 73. I was gonna say 37. No, NWA 73. Yeah, we're not winding the clock back. So, but yeah, so that's why I'm doing it. For those two reasons, because hell, why not? And on top of that too, I bought the NWA bundle. I think that's what it's called, right? The bundle package. I think is what it's called. Basically, I bought, without even realizing it, I bought two of them, and I think to myself, okay. And it didn't really cost me that much either. Pertains to buying NWA Empower and NWA 73, pertains to the bundle deal. I thought it would be more than that, but it turns out it was just 39.99, obviously plus tax too, but still. Um, hey, either way, I was happy with buying it either way. NWA, is on it's trying to get back on track here, and hopefully they do. Pertains to this show, pertains to who's gonna be there. But I'm gonna start from the background now. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, who is a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Not the 16-time world champion, but the um 22, 23, 24, how many world titles he's won in the past. They're recognized of him being a world champion in pro wrestling. Unlike WWE doesn't want to recognize any titles of Ric Flair's existence, which is a slap in the face in pro wrestling in general. But then again, WWE is not pro wrestling; they're sports entertainment. Bullshit. But anyways, um, so yeah, and that being said, let's get right to for this pay-per-view. It's gonna be the same place, but different date. Pertains to NWA 73, August 29th, 2021. So once you see this preview, I haven't got a chance to watch the show yet. So by the time this gets up, it's probably gonna happen around the time where NWA 73 is already in progress. So but St. Louis, Missouri, at the Chase Clorenson Ballroom, and the tagline is "Wrestling returns to the chase." So but back to Ric Flair, by the way. With him being there, the Nature of Ric Flair. Now I don't know what he's gonna do when he gets on the show. He could do a lot of things. He could cut a promo in the ring. He can cut a promo backstage. If he wants to, he could be on commentary. He could manage someone to the ring, whatever. He could not have a match, by the way. I don't think he's gonna have a match, but hell, there's even there's something else that's happened here, and this pertains to what's gonna happen in the match, which of one of the matches that Ric Flair could show up there and be part of it. Which I'll get to that when we get to it. Which I look forward to this match too, by the way. Pertains to the 12 participants that has yet to be determined. But I'll get to that. But Ric Flair, hopefully they got something for Ric Flair. I mean, of course they will, because it's Ric Flair for crying out loud. And just on top of that, this is Ric Flair's home. His original home. This is where he became a legend in the first place. This is where he became a world champion in the first place, and that is the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance. So yeah, we'll see what Ric Flair is gonna do here. My worries is that hopefully he doesn't try to blame himself like he always does, because this is not WWE anymore, because WWE doesn't allow blood, so hopefully that's not the case for Ric Flair. But Ric Flair is in good shape. Oh, last I seen him. And the reason I say that is because plans of Ric Flair is planning on trying to get back into the ring, which is I'm not in favor of, because in the end of the day he's way too old at this point, 73 years old. But then again, you could say the same thing to Terry Funk too, but same time, Ric Flair, he doesn't need to get back in the ring. His time is behind him right now, and especially everything that he's been through. The last thing we need is Ric Flair, to go through anything that's gonna shorten his career in wrestling. On one point, that could shorten his life, But I digress. But we'll see what happens for Ric Flair on the show. I am looking forward to see Ric Flair on the show. Being away from the shackles, the handcuffs of the WWE. So like I said, folks, I'm gonna read you the cards. The first one I want to read you, first of all, I'm gonna do the whole thing of ladies first. And the match here I'm reading here is excuse me, Mickie James versus Kylie Rae. Now, hopefully, this match happens on the show, on the pay-per-view, unlike the whole thing with Sky Blue and Christy Janus. I'm just saying. Those you saw my review of that one, know what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure they will. At the end of the day, it's Mickie James and it's Kylie Rae. And yeah, that's nothing about Kylie Rae too as well. She actually showed up. So yeah, so we'll see how this match turns out. I'm just, obviously I'm expecting a good match out of this. I want to see if Mickie James can still go in the ring despite her being away from from in-ring action since her days in WWE. But we'll see. I'm expecting this to be a good match, and I'm gonna go for Mickie James for the win here. Yeah, I will say Kylie Rae, because Kylie Rae is the one that needs on the push and who needs to to be well established. But I'm gonna go Mickie James here for the win. So we'll see if that happens. Another women's match that's gonna be on the show here. Since Chelsea Green won her match, the main event match, where it tends to win the Invitational Cup. Which I didn't think she was gonna win, even though she was my first pick to win. Which I was still happy with either way, But just the fact that she even won in the first place is mind-boggling, and I couldn't be more happy for Chelsea Green. So Chelsea Green versus the NWA Women's World Champion, who defended her title, successfully defeating the legit Layla Hirsch in a match that I thought was just a show stealer. Camille from Strictly Business, the faction's name, Strictly Business. So as far as this match is concerning, I'm expecting excuse me, I'm expecting this match to be a great match too. Maybe this will change out of the women's matches. Since there's only two women's matches here, I'm expecting this match to be a show stealer, which is the women's wrestling, and again for the NWA Women's World Championship. Now I don't see Chelsea Green winning here. It's great that Chelsea Green won the cup, to earn this shot, but I don't think she's gonna win the belt here. Because Camille is on the one that's is the focal point of the women's division in NWA. She's the champion, so of her losing to Chelsea Green, no offense to Chelsea Green, what after you just build her up to be on this the brick house, you basically cut have her be tumbling down, you know like the Berlin Wall tumbling down, crumbling down. That's where I was looking for, crumbling down. So, but you get my point though. But I expect this to be a good match though between Camille and Chelsea Green. Just like I thought with Layla Hirsch versus Camille, it was a good match to a point where it ends up being a great match. And then once we get to this match, Camille versus Chelsea Green, I'm expecting the same thing here too, and hopefully it'll play out very well. Now Chelsea, obviously Camille is my pick to win, so she's gonna retain. All right, now let's get to um there's one match that I want to talk about. 12 participants to be determined pertains to the Battle Royal to determine the number contender to the NWA National Championship title, which is held by Chris Adonis. But we'll get to him when we get to his opponent. So as far as the 12 participants are in the match, I can't tell you who it is, folks, because again, I guess they want to surprise us because there's nothing been told about who's going to be in the match. Nothing, no articles whatsoever to let us know who's going to be in the match. I guess this is going to be a type of like where they want to surprise us. Who's going to be in in this match. Now is it going to be someone from NWA that we don't know of that represents our rosters? I don't want to look it up to know about it. Maybe it's someone from outside of NWA that's coming in there. Maybe like again, I gotta bring him up again. Ric Flair. Is he gonna be in the match? We're to what's he gonna do there? Is he gonna be in that match? I don't know. We shall see. I don't want to be, but after everything I already explained before, but we'll see what happens. But so yeah, I can't really tell you what this match was because I don't know what's gonna happen in this match because I don't know who's in the match, and if I don't know who's in the match, then I can't give you a fair prediction of what is gonna win. So it's just a matter of we'll find out who's in the match, and that's all there is to it. So yeah, I got nothing to say about that. So like I said, I'll just move on to the national champ, the NWA National Championship title match, where the participants that has yet to be determined will be challenging for the NWA National Championship title against the champion Chris Adonis, or if possible, crown a new NWA National Champion in Cowboy James Storm. And I was thinking to myself, what happened to James Storm in Impact Wrestling? And then after reading the card of national of NWA 73, I'm like, oh, that's where he's been. He's back in NWA because originally he was in NWA, and then he was planning on going to WWE, but then the pandemic happened of COVID-19, and he ends up going back to Impact Wrestling instead. Which was around the time when we was during the pandemic, during Battle for Glory, and he hasn't done anything until he formed a tag team with Chris Sabin, and now he's gone from Impact Wrestling because of the whole thing with he got injured by Moose and everything, which is why we got this feud of Moose and Chris Sabin going on in Impact Wrestling. So I was thinking to myself, what happened to James Storm? I haven't heard anything about James Storm until I read the card, and I'm like, oh, that's where he's been. Okay, now I don't know that if he was if he's done with Impact Wrestling, and that's why he's back in NWA. I don't know. I just don't know. Cause I haven't heard anything about it. But I digress. Now, as far as match is concerned, these two guys had matches before, obviously, back in the days of Impact Wrestling. Yo, R&D. Um, so I expected to see a good match out of this. And Chris Adonis, I knew he came back. Yeah, he came into Impact Wrestling. I mean, to NWA, excuse me. But I didn't know he came in and became the champion. Of to become the NWA national champion. So that right there was a shock to me. Jordan Murdoch was the champion. And then it makes sense too about Chris Adonis beating Jordan Murdoch to become the national champion, which I'll get to more of that again when I get to it. Um, but yeah, so this match happened between Chris Adonis versus um James Storm for the NWA national championship title, and I'm gonna go with Chris Adonis to win here. As much as I love to see James Storm win the match here, but I don't see that happening. I think Chris Adonis is gonna win, and he'll face whoever's gonna win the Battle Royal for the title in the future. So the other match I want to talk about is the Brawl in the Lou between Tom Latimer versus Crimson versus Tim Storm. And by the way, great to see Tim Storm, who's on NWA in Power, where he's doing on commentary. So those of you who saw my review, yeah know what I'm talking about. So and great to see him back in the and also it's going to be great to see him wrestle on NWA because I miss Tim Storm. Tim Storm is one of you know the original generic baby faces that people can get behind and he can get over. So take note, Seth Rollins, if you're becoming a baby face, which I highly doubt that. But anyways, um, but yeah, this match I'm assuming this which is the name of the match here, Brawl in the Lou. It's going to be like a hardcore type of match, and same as Tim Storm is going to be in a match like that. I can see Tom, Latimer and Chrism being in that type of match because, obviously look at these two. But Tim Storm, I don't know. Now I don't know the story of this one, all, but I digress. But I look forward to the match though. I want to see how I want to see how this match looks. I want to see how this match is going to be, how it's going to be booked, and I'm going to see how the match is going to turn about. As far as one team's going to win, might as well give it to Tom Latimer. Yeah, Tom, this is right up on Tom Latimer's alley, and he should get the win. Will he get the win? Maybe not. Maybe it'll be Crimson, but we'll see. Another match that I want to get to as well is a 6-man tag team match. Is Tyrus, who is the NWA United States champion. That's not joke. Teamed up with the Masked Man and Jordan Cleanwater, and they're being accompanied by Austin Idol, the legendary Austin Idol, I should say. And it's and they're going up against the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, and DN. That's the name of the tag team, by the way. DN, which is Addison and Perul. Now I don't know who those two guys are. I never heard of the tag team called DN, but it's gonna be my first look at them, and I want to see what they're made of. Same thing with the whoever is the Masked Man is and Jordan Clearwater. I don't know who they are either, but I know Tyrus, the former Bros Clay. I know who the Pope is, the former Elijah Burke in WWE. Elijah Burke is his birth name, but I digress. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this match looks. Am I excited for this match? To be honest with you, this is the match I'm not looking forward to the most because not that's just because I don't know what's going on with this whole thing, but this just is made it just like a buffer match until we get to some other matches that are more important than this match. So, but I'm gonna go with the Pope and the end for the win here. So, and it's good to see the Pope back in the ring. By the way, he's very underrated as a wrestler. So, then we get to a tag team match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. It's Aaron Stevens and J.R. Kristen or Curtis. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I got watch the show to know how he says his name. But they'll go up against La Rebellion, which is Bestia 666, and I kid you not, folks, that's how I'm bringing it. Um, I wonder if there's a picture of this person. I can see. Okay, I can see why, but I'm not judging. But he's teaming up with Meha Wolf 450. So yeah, La Labellion. Uh, they're it's a tag team match, so I don't know what was the story behind this one, but I'm looking forward to see how this match ends up being. As far as what is going to win, Aaron Stevens and Jr. Kratos. I think that's how I say his name. I don't know, but I'm gonna go for them to retain the titles. Okay, let's see. Okay, now for the main event. The main event is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis versus Trevor Murdoch, the challenger. This is not an ordinary match, folks. This is the title versus career match. And when I read that and heard about that, I'm like, hmm. So is Trevor Murdoch going to retire? Is this why they're doing the match? Because I don't know what the story behind all this and all that. Because again, I haven't been keeping up what's going on with NWA Power. But but Trevor Murdoch is up there. He's in his 40s. I don't know what that means. Is he's gonna call it, a day of his wrestling career, or why he's this whole thing with the title versus career things going on. But pertains to basically what I think about this whole thing is that with Trevor Murdoch going up against Nick Aldis, because he lost the title, he lost the national title to Nick, Chris Adamas. It's probably why this match is going on. I don't know if that's the case or not, because again, I haven't been watching. I haven't been on the show, since then. But maybe that could be one of the cases because Chris Adamas ends up being part of, strictly business faction. With Tom Latimer, Camille, and obviously Nick Aldis as the leader, and Jordan Murdoch has been going after Nick Aldis ever since. Again, that's my speculation of why this whole thing is going on between Nick Aldis and Jordan Murdoch. I did read something about Jordan Murdoch failed to capture the title twice against Nick Aldis, and yeah, basically it's one of those things where like the whole thing with Tim Storm, when he failed to capture the title from Nick Aldis, and then Nick Aldis made a deal. If you can't beat me for the title, then you may never grab this title ever again. You're done going to this title. And ever since then, Tim Storm has never wanted that title against Nick Aldis, and obviously because Nick Aldis is still the champion. That's probably I think that was stipulation at the time. I can't recall if it was or not, but I digress. And now the same thing's going to hit with Trevor Murdoch, except it's not going to be about if you can't beat me, you're not going to this title ever again. If you can't beat me, your career in pro wrestling is done. So yeah, that's basically the stipulation they're going here, folks. This is Trevor Murdoch's last chance. This is can the third time be the charm for him to to defeat Nick Aldis to end his longest reign of being the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Because think about it, Nick Aldis has held on to that belt since 2019. I'm sorry, not 2019, 2018. Since winning back against Cody Rhodes. I forgot what show that was. I know it was an NWA show, but I was trying to remember if it was one of the anniversary shows that happened. But let me double check before I move on. Okay, yeah, it was one of the anniversary shows. It was NWA's 70th anniversary show. Where Nick Aldis regained the title away from Cody Rhodes on August 21st, 2018. So, yeah, he's been the champion for that long, folks. And for his reign, he's been champion for 1,308 plus days. And obviously, he's the sixth man to ever, to be the longest reigning NWA World Champion. The guys that are above him are Dan Severn, you know, aka the Beast, you know, Dan the Beast Severn, I should say. Dory Funk Jr., Holly Race, Ric Flair, and Lutez. So yeah, Nick Aldis is on those top ranks of longest reigning champions. Now he's not top five, not close to there, but he's top 10. I was he's done a great job of that too, by the way. So yeah, Nick Aldis is a very talented guy, a very talented wrestler, and will deserve being that champ for that long, despite the pandemic happening. It's not that you couldn't do from there. He couldn't be the fine champion he should have been, but what can you do? You could say the same thing about Walter. You could say the same thing about what same was him when he was NXT champion, UK champion, I should say, and Kaylee Ray will forever be NXT UK Women's Champion. But yeah, Nick Aldis has been turning up, and he's been you know catching on fire, of being the man in NWA, and a guy who should have been the man during the time where he was getting that push in TNA wrestling. Fuck you, Bruce Pritchard. So and those that don't know the situation, Bruce Pritchard has not been a fan of his, and thinks that he's not good and all that, and like, really, you think someone like Nick Aldis is not good? Well, coming from a guy who's known as to be brother love, I love you. I can see why, because you enjoy piece of trash wrestlers, and on top of it, you enjoy piece of trash segments and piece of trash characters. Okay, because that's pro wrestling, right? You look at someone like a Nick Aldis and you don't see pro wrestling in this guy. Fuck you. But anyways, sorry about that noise, by the way. I always put my phone down. But anyways, back to this. So yeah, but we're just in the match here. It's hard to tell. I don't know if they plan on putting the belt on Trevor Murdoch to end the reign of Nick Aldis. I don't know. To me personally, I don't see Trevor Murdoch beating Nick Aldis, especially when you got keep forgetting the name already. Strictly Business, especially when you have Strictly Business being there, they might get involved. Whatever, even Camille could get involved. I don't know. I just don't know how this is gonna play out. It's tough for me to go through this. I want to see Nick Aldis retain, because he's doing a very great job being in the NWA World Champion. But at the same time, I also want to see Trevor Murdoch get his just desserts, because this guy's been trained by the late great Holly Race, and what better way for one of Holly Race's students to be a world champion than one of the titles that Holly Race has once held, who was I guess 7 or 8 times world champion in the NWA, and he was one of the all-time greats. And what better way for one of Holly Race's students to be a world champion for like someone like a Joe Murdoch who has dedicated his pro wrestling career and dedicated everything to his life to the late great Holly Race. So if that's me, who I want to win here, who I should go for the win here. Now, if Trevor Murdoch wins, I'll be fine with that. I'll be praising for him. I'll be be emotional for him. I'll be happy for him. That he got to the top of the mountain, of being the NWA World Champion, something that I'm pretty sure he always wanted to be, and and I'll be happy. I'll be proud of him to be the champion. But I'm gonna go with Nick Aldis here for the safe pick. If Trevor Murdoch wins, again, if he wins, it'll be a great move for him, and I'll be happy for him. Either way, and I expect this match to be good. I know this match is gonna be good. And on top of that, these guys have mentioned before, by the way. Even before this feud was going on. During the days when Jim Cornette was still on there on the show. So So yeah, these guys had good matches before, and I'm pretty sure they're going to tear our house down once we get to that main event. So, but Nick Aldis is my pick to win. And there you go, folks. That's it. That's my prediction, and that's it for the NWA 73rd anniversary show preview. And that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll end it from here. Again, if it's by the time this goes up, that means the show of and NWA 73 has already is in progress. So, and there you go. And I'll check that show once I get out of work. So, with that being said, it's Natural Born Thriller saying peace on the streets. Y'all enjoy the show of NWA 73 because at the end of the day, it's all about pro wrestling, and we are pro wrestling fans. Take care.